So hi all of you. So welcome to this Tableau session, this 2-day session. So I'll cover the entire Tableau. Okay. So after that, I'll tell you how actually you can go through the entire syllabus step by step with all the chapters. So this is like a overview of all the chapters what we're actually learning, and also I'll cover the entire tab so that you'll get an idea, and then I'll tell you where actually you should go and practice with all the videos, whatever I've told. So the entire detailed videos are there. That also I'll share it with you. Okay. All right. So before we start the session, what is Tableau and how actually it is important to learn? Why it is actually important to learn in the industry? Okay. All right. So Tableau is very similar to your Power BI. That means it is a business intelligence tool. Like what we have this Power BI like that. This is also business intelligence. When I say business intelligence tool, that means easily we can understand that we can import the data, then we can convert that into reports, and then convert that reports into a dashboard, and then we'll publish it. Like what we do that in the Power BI, right? Same concept is there, but this Tableau is more easier than Power BI. But there are a few places where it is complex than Power BI as well. But that doesn't mean that you cannot learn this. It is very easy. I'm telling you, this is easier than Power BI. But Power BI is more options. Here also we have options, but there are a few places which might be confusing. That I'll tell you in detail how actually you should try to understand and learn this tablet. Okay, right. So as I mentioned, this as a business intelligence tool. So we know that we'll take the data and then we'll try to create the reports. But without the software, without the tool, how will I work? Installation is also very important, right? All of you keep this in mind. So we need to have the software. Then only I can work on the, I can practice the exercises or say create some dashboards, right? So how to install this? In Power BI, it is very easy for us to install, right? So I'll go to the website, Microsoft website, download, start installing. That's all over. It is free of cost. We can install. But people, I'll tell you, Tableau is not free of cost. They charge. Okay. But is there any way as a student, or even if I'm not a student, but still can I practice? I'll tell you a few things what actually you can do for installing the software and getting that software and then working on it. Okay. Right. So Tableau comes with various different types. One is, say, type of Tableau. Loss a software, whatever. You will say Tableau app. One is Tableau desktop. Okay. Tableau desktop. Then we have Tableau public. And then we have Tableau. So there are so many other things, but let's concentrate only on these three. Tableau desktop. Everyone knows what is desktop. Desktop means the local system, that is standalone system, what we actually work, correct? Tableau, Power BI also have that Power BI desktop. That's what we learned. Then after that, we'll go for Power BI online, that is server, correct? So here, Tableau desktop is an application which we can install and work in our system with the internet connection or without internet connection, or with the server connection, that is we connect to the sources and then work, or without connecting to that. So there are some advantages here than Power BI. Now here what you see, this Tableau desktop, this is chargeable. That means they charge for it. Then what is this Tableau public? Tableau public means it is open source. It can be used by anyone. Tableau server. What is Tableau server? The name itself says Tableau server means it is online, correct? Tableau server means it is not only online. Say, for example, XYZ company wants the reports to be in their server itself. So that, not any other people from outside will actually say, take that data or say, watch that reports or see that. Understood? But which version are we learning? Tableau server is not for us. This is only in the company they actually install it and they can work. I'm not telling that don't learn this. You can learn, but we don't have that facility here to teach you Tableau server. But I'll be teaching you about Tableau desktop and Tableau public. So what is Tableau desktop and Tableau public? There is no difference in the options, but what the major difference I'll tell you so that once you install this, you can start working on it. Tableau desktop. First, we'll see what is Tableau desktop. Sorry, I didn't bring, I didn't prepare any slides for this because I didn't have time. I'll just tell you, I'll show you the website as well so that you can understand it more better. But I'll tell you in a very simple thing, a very brief way so that you can understand. Now you understood. So now forget about Tableau server. We have two things, Tableau desktop, Tableau public. Now when I say Tableau desktop, that means I'll install in my local system, that is standalone system, and I'll start creating the reports. How it works, that is secondary. I don't require any internet connection. Then Tableau public, when it comes to Tableau public, it has to be connected with the internet because that will work only online. Only online, no desktop. One advantage is directly I can share my reports to everyone. I can share that link, everyone can see that. Tableau desktop, we have to publish and then only others can see. Otherwise, we cannot see. That is, we need to have Tableau server. Keep this in mind. Otherwise, we cannot publish. I'll tell you how to actually share that as well. There are some websites where you can put your project there. That will actually help us in, seeing the reports. Next one, Tableau desktop. We can save the file in my drive. Understood? That means I can save it as a file like what we do this Power BI file .pbix, where we have this .pw, that is Tableau files. But in public, you cannot save the file. You cannot save it in the local folder or anywhere. You cannot save. It is on. That is the biggest disadvantage. You cannot save. You cannot. If you want to access that, you need to have internet. Okay. All right. Now we understood the difference between these two. Now we'll see how to install this. Now I'll go to this website. I'll say Tableau desktop download. Okay. When I say Tableau desktop download, can you see that download Tableau desktop? I'll click on this. It will take me to this website. Now, can you see that? It gives me 14 days trial. That's all. You cannot work more than this. Then what should I do? Within 14 days, can I learn? See, within 3-4 days only you can learn. I'm not telling you you can master it and explore everything. You can learn, you can understand, you can explore. But is 14 days enough? I don't think 14 days is enough. But once you install, after 14 days, it will get disabled. What should I do? So you have to fill all these details. Then only you can get the software. There is one way what you can get completely free for 1 year. How? I'll tell you that you can plan accordingly if you want. There is something called as Tableau desktop for student. Who are students? Students who are 12th and above, who are in the college, who are doing their degree, master degree, and it should be a valid ID. They should be in the college. They should have a valid ID. Now I'll go here. I'll say Tableau for students. Now when I say get Tableau for free here, say it lasts for Tableau for free. If I click on this, it lasts for the details. You have to enter all the details here. This is the details about the student. Now, if you are a student, you can fill all the details. And in the end, we need to verify the students. That is the status. Verify the status in the sense, we need to take the screenshot of the ID or scan the ID card, front and back, and it should be you are still in the college. It shouldn't be like, I finished my college in 2020 and I'm actually applying. It won't work. You should still be a student. This is only for the student. If you are able to get those kind of IDs, if you have your ID or your friends, kids or someone, but that should be 12th and above. If anybody's ID card is there, scan it and you can put it. You can fill all the details about that student and then you can say verify student status done. So whatever email ID you are giving here, right? You will get a mail. In that mail, you will get one product key. So after this, I cannot show because I need to, add the ID. I don't have the ID. So once you do that, I'll get one product ID. Then the product code I'll get. So you can download the software and then start installing. Next. It will ask for the code. You add the code, done. Your Tableau desktop is installed for free. That is for 1 year. So after that, you can still renew it. That is left to you. Done. Over. I don't have student ID, but still I need to work. Then the only option what you have is Tableau public. Tableau public, anyone can install, anyone can start working on it. So if you go here, it will again ask for all the details here. So you can say download the app. See, Tableau public. It will ask for some details. You can just enter the details and then you can download and you can start working on it. People, am I clear? I think some of you are saying that the voice is breaking. Is it for everyone like that? Okay, right. Got it now? This is about the installation. Now, I'm using this desktop, so don't worry. Desktop and public both are same work-wise. So I'll use this desktop because it is faster and easy to work. Say I have this public, I have installed the public as well. So if you go here to the Microsoft, okay. Oh, sorry, it's not Microsoft, sorry. Tableau, where is that? Say Tableau public. I have this public. Both are same. Okay. So let me open this Tableau. This is Tableau desktop. When I click on this, the application will get opened. See, this is Tableau desktop. This is the latest version I installed, recently. Now, once I open this, remember, people, I'll tell you, any software, any tool to learn from scratch. That will actually give you a lot of confidence and understand how you can actually start. Okay, all of it. Right. Now, if you see this, can we relate this to our Power BI? Almost similar. Power BI also, we have a welcome screen. Might be the options might be different, but if you see here, say connector. Remember that get data? Same. Right? We have some examples here. The recent opened files. And here you can see some tutorials. So you can go here and you can check all the references here. Right? And you can see some resources. Suppose if you think that you want to work on some other application, say, examples, you can go and you can check here. Understood? Everything is similar to our Power BI. Right. Now, let me also open Tableau public so that, you can also have one glance of that Tableau public as well. So this is Tableau public. Let me open. So now what you're actually just show. See, this is Tableau public. See public edition. Can you see that? It was mentioned in Tableau public edition. See here. See the difference with the welcome screen. I'll just keep it side by side. See. Can you see here? I have this Tableau server. Here I don't have that. And if you go and check more options, there are so many options here. You click on this more option. See, very minimal. Right? So in connection wise, there will be some restrictions. But if you see the desktop, see how many connections are there. Right? So here we have minimal. But for learning, this Tableau public is enough. So if you ask, sir, I want to work on projects, I want to work on commercial projects, then obviously public will not actually work and no client will actually accept because when I say Tableau public, anyone can easily open that. There is no data security. That's why for learning purpose, if you're working on some projects, assignments or something, use Tableau public if you don't have student ID. Otherwise, go for this student ID where you'll get all these benefits. So I'll be using desktop for both the days. Work-wise, everything is same. There is no changes. But here, the thing is, Tableau public is very minimal options in connection wise. Okay, I'll close this. Later, you decide if you have a student ID, one ID, three people can use. The code what we get, three people can actually use. Okay, so if you have any ideas among yourself, so please try to adjust one person if you can adjust, so you can use it. Three people can actually use it. I guess all of you are, some of you are just freshers, you can take it from your juniors, you can ask. There will be so many. Okay, you will be having the, you will have, right? Some students will be there. Try to get it. Okay, right. Now let's start working on how actually we should start creating the reports. People, I'll tell you, Tableau, as I mentioned, is very, very easy and very interesting as well. A lot of easiest things are there. So today we just concentrate on how to connect, how to create the visualizations, what all things I should actually take a see. Most of the people actually don't, they always feel that Tableau is confusing. But I'll tell you, there are few things what you have to understand. If you understand that, I'll tell you, anyone can master Tableau. That's why I'll tell you step by step what all you have to take care. Now, for example, if you see here, I have this connect. First step, say business intelligence tool always, it is like connecting the data source, getting the data to my application, and then start creating the report. Then after that, publishing. That's all. These four steps. Get data. That means get the data into the application. Right? If you have anything to data model corrections, that is there. Then second thing is creating the reports. Third thing is publishing. Simple. That's all you are doing in any of the business intelligence tool. This is all you will do. But few things might change. Say we have DAX in Power BI. Here we have calculated columns. There also we have calculated columns, but here we call it as calculated fields. So few changes will be there, but ultimate aim is to create the reports, dashboards, and then publish it. That's all. Right. So here I have so many different options. I'll not be showing all the options here because it is very similar to Power BI. Only you can go connect the data and you can get the data. Now here what we have, say sample superstore or world indicators. These are two samples which are being given by the Tableau itself, and you can use that for your learning. There is report generation. Now, people, I'll tell you, this is what I'm using for Power BI as. Why? Because I'll tell you, when we started this data science package, so what happened is many of them actually, for Excel, now actually still we are doing that Excel with the different examples because you have to show so many examples, but slowly actually we are trying to get one centralized database right from Excel till the Python also. We are actually planning that. So keeping that in mind for Tableau and Power BI, what we did is to keep it in a similar way. We took this sample store, even for Power BI, whatever data I'm using, that is sample store data. Okay, I'll show you how we can actually get the data from Excel because that is the common one what we actually keep learning. Otherwise, you can go here and try any of this depending on your requirement. Because we have only 2 days, you have to learn a lot of options. So not go and tell every single options. You can try that, but I'll tell you how actually you can connect. For Excel, say I'll go here, I'll click on this Excel. Same thing like what we do in Power BI, get data, click on Excel. Can you see that? I'll get this browser. So let me go here. I'll open that particular folder. I think I'm not. Just come. We go to this E drive, I'll see I have some data. I'll give you the data if you want. Let's take this and I'll say, and let's take this data. So the same data what I use for Power BI because most of you already attended my Power BI class, so it will be easy for you to understand. Can you see that all the tables here? Same tables, right? Now, after this, what we used to do directly, we used to create the reports or say go to what is that Power Query editor and we used to edit in Power BI. People who are there online also, I'm just trying to compare with Power BI because it is easy to understand. Okay, people who doesn't know Power BI, don't worry, I'll be showing practically on Tableau as well. Now, if you see this, I have all these tables, right? Same table, same file we have used for Power BI as well. In Power BI, we don't bother. What we do in Power BI, we actually directly go to the get data, and then there is one place where we have the canvas and we start drag and drop, right? But here it's not like that. Once I connect, we have to first select the tables, whatever is required, all the tables. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I need the table. So if you go to this sheet, sir, can I see any column, tables? Nothing is there, right? Let me go here, and what I'll do, first I have to drag the table. Say this is the file what I've connected. We call it as connections actually. Okay, we have connected to Excel. Now I will take one table, I'll drag and drop. Just drag and drop. So here we have something called as data source, right? So when I drag and drop, can you see that I'll get one window like this? If you have older version, you will get only this table, and then we can open this. But in newer versions, we have this part and this part. I'll tell you what is this and what is this. This is called as metadata. This part, what you see, metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is nothing but the information of the tables. So what do we have in the information of the tables? In the information of the tables, we have the field name. Can you see that? Then we have from which table it is coming and the remote field name. Okay. Now if you see here, say the table, the remote field name and the field name. But can you see this one type? This is called as data type. In Power BI also we have a data type, say 1, 2, 3, some decimals will be there, some say date format, the calendar format will be there. So similarly, here also we have all this data type. What you see here, this is data type. Okay, understood? So I'm just telling you all the minute of the minute things also. Keep this in mind. That will actually help you a lot in preparing the reports. So we understood this is the data type. This is the field name, which we have all the field names here. Then we have the table name, and then we have the remote field name. What is remote field name? That is the source of field name you cannot change. Can I change this field name? Yes. See, for example, I have this order ID. I can go here, double click on this, and I'll say OID. We can change it. But can you see that it is connected with this only, order ID? In Power BI also we can change it. But internally, there will be one name which gets connected with the source, right? Okay. So here I can change the field name, which is called as the meta information or some metadata. Right. Now I can hide this. I just click on this, so you get hidden. So if you want, you can just open here. Done? We understood about the metadata. Now you can go to metadata and do all the changes, or you can directly go here also. Can I do the changes here? Yes, see, I can double click, I can change here. So you don't have to go and check the metadata to change all this. You can do it here also. But why we have this metadata is here I'll get only the column names. Anything if you want to do with the column names, data types, you can go to metadata. Otherwise, you have to go and keep on searching like this. Towards your right, left, and you have more columns. Yes, understood? Okay. Can you see that I have the data type? Then here I have this table name. Can you see that table name? And then the field name, correct? Okay. Then what are we doing here with this table? Remember that in Power BI, we have 3 views: report view, table view, and model view, right? In that, we go to table view to check the data, correct? Now here, we have the table view here only, wherein I can go and check all the information here. You see? Okay, all the data will be available here, but can you see that it says 100 rows? That means it is just showing me the sample data, how actually the data looks. If you want, you can increase. Say, for example, I want some more records because I'm not happy with the 100 rows. Let me say 500 rows and say enter. That means it will give you the sample record. Got it? Okay. Now here you can see all the field names and things like that. We understood that we'll be doing some changes if you think that there are some fields which are not required. Remember in Power Query Editor, what we do? We remove some columns, right? We do some changes and all. We can do it here, but not to the level of data editing. This is only for the structure editing, that is the table editing. We cannot do anything with the data. For that, we have something called as Tableau prep, Tableau preparation. Okay. For that, I have a complete video which I'll be sharing it with you. You can go and you can check. That is very easy. That is like Power Query Editor. What we have, it's a separate tool. In Tableau, we don't have any tool for editing the data. Please understand. Now, what I can do here then? What are things I can do? Say, for example, I'm reading some data here. I want to sort. Can you see that if I move the data here, see, if I move here, can you see that there is one small icon which is appearing? That is actually used for sorting. Right. Now, say, for example, I will sort, let's say, by the sales. See, can you see that? Here it is not sorted. There are 3 lines. You just observe the 3 lines. I'll just click on this. Can you see that the line got changed? One dot, small line, and a bigger line. Correct? Now I can see the lowest value is coming here, and the highest value will go down. That is ascending order. Understood? Now let me click on this again. Can you see that the big line coming on top, then again small line, again one dot. What is that? What does that mean? Descending order. Can you see that? Understood? So ascending and descending order. So you can go here, see. This is just to read the data. It doesn't mean that the data is getting sorted and will affect the reports. No, this is just to read the data. Understood, all of you? Right. Now, suppose I want to hide some columns which are not required. There are hundreds of columns. I don't want some of the columns. Getting my point? You're able to understand this? Right. Now, here, say for me, I do want, say, ship date. I'm not interested in this. Right click, say, select, right click. See here, the advantage of Tableau is, the specialty of Tableau is, see, I'll say right click, I'll get these options. I'll go and I'll click on the small arrow here. Can you see the options? Both are the same. Either you can right click or click on the arrow, you'll get the same options. Can you see your hide? Click on this side. Hidden. Now it's hidden. It is not deleted. It is hidden. So whenever I want, I can go, I can unhide as well. Okay. Right. So here, if you want to hide this, I can go here. I can hide all the columns here. Okay. Right. Now the column is hidden. How to unhide that? Suppose I want it back. What should I do? See, let me go here. Here towards my right hand side, there is one small arrow. I'll just show it like this because some of you cannot see. Let me show here. Can you see this? Here I have one small arrow. Sorry. What is that? Settings, sorry. See, settings. There is one small arrow. Just to that, we have this one small, settings. Show hidden fields. Can you see that? But is there any difference between the hidden fields and the normal fields? Is there any difference? Can you see that? The hidden fields are grayed out, correct? Why it is grayed out? I'll tell you when you come to this sheet. Okay. Now, this data source, we have hidden this one ship date wherein it is grayed out. That means it cannot be used for creating the reports. You cannot create the reports. All right. So here I'll go to the settings. I have this show headings. So here, if I again click on this, it will go. Understood? All of you? Good. Done. Now, we saw the sorting, right? I can sort the data here. What if I want to sort the columns? I want to read the data. I want to sort. I'll go here, settings, and here I have this data source order. So whatever data is there, it is giving me the same order. I'll go here, I'll say A to Z. Just observe, see. Can you see that? The columns are sorted here. The columns are sorted. A to Z. A to Z is what? Ascending order. Now I'll say Z to A. See? Understood, all of you? How we can sort the data? Done, all of you? Very good. Now we understood about A to Z ascending, A to Z descending. But there are some more options. What is that? I'll tell you later. Okay. Now we understood about this metadata and the table. What we have, the table view. We call it as data preview actually. In Tableau, we call it as data preview. Now what I'll do, how many tables I have here? Only one table. Now I'll go here, I'll take this location, drag it, and I'll drop. You just see this option. We are not doing in Power BI. Automatically it is done. Okay, so we have to do this manually. The connections are done automatically, but what are tables I need, only that I'll be dragging and dropping. Can you see that? I took this location, it is getting connected. How it is connected? See, I'll again open this. Now, previously it was metadata, right? Now, can you see that table here? No, I cannot see. How to get that? See, when I click on this location, can you see that now I'll get the metadata? But if I click on this line, I'll get the connections. What connections are that? We are creating a relationship. We are connecting these two tables. How are they connected? By the IDs. Which ID? Can you see that? Location ID from data table. This location ID from location table. Understood? These two are getting connected. So here we have something called as cardinality. Cardinality means how they're actually connected. So in Power BI, I have this one to one to many to one, many to many, right? If you go and select here, automatically it will give me many to many. If you want, you can change it manually. Can you see that below? Leave it as is, don't worry. Anyways, here also we, it will automatically connect with the, tables depending on the data. Done? All of you? Okay. So all the tables, whatever I want to connect, I can go here. Say, for example, I want to connect, say, customer. See, can you see that? It's connected. Let's say I'll take this product. So you can drag your table, whichever table you want, and you can put it here. But be very careful. See here, it is connecting. It will not get connected because these two, there are no matching IDs. See, understood? There is no matching ID. So what should I do? I should connect here. So for this data table, so we have all these tables which are connected. So I'll take the shift mode also. Okay, so all the 5 tables have been connected. See, that's very nice. Automatically will get connected. So I connected all these tables. Now let me click outside. Okay, so here we get all the tables which are connected here. Let me increase this. See, done. Now all my tables are connected. Now I'll just minimize all this. There are so many other things here. Say, I'll tell you what it is. When you go to this new union, that means whenever I'm actually taking the data from outside, so we can go here, we can union that. Okay, so don't worry about these things. Anyways, when you actually keep importing the data, automatically it will take care of connecting all, when you drag and drop, it will take care of these connections. Right. Now, we understood about the data source. Okay, so here I'll just mention, say, Tableau desktop. So we learned about the data source. Done. Now we'll go inside this. Once I go inside this, previously, you see that there was no fields here. It's a blank sheet, right? Here we had a blank sheet. No fields, nothing was there. When I drag and drop, now I can see all the fields here. Now, if you go and check this, see, I'll minimize all this. So what are all this? What are all this? These are the tables what we actually imported, correct? What we have connected. Now, people, in this tableau, okay, you have 2 things what you have to remember. In Power BI, all the fields will be in one single table. Under that, all the columns, whatever is there, whether it's a number type, date type, text type, everything will be there in one single table itself. But here, you just see what happens. Say, can you see that there is one small line here for data table? And when I click on this, let's say, I don't think any other thing we have. Okay, here we have this. Okay, let's take this data table only. Can you see that? I have some table, the columns here, and there is one line and there is some separate. Now, what I'm seeing the data is by data source. Now, I'll go here. Let me click on the small arrow. Can you see this? It says group by data source table. Let me click on this folder. See? Can you see that? I'm getting all these columns, and here I am getting some columns. They are separate. In Tableau, you can see that separate. If I'm taking that as a data source table, for each table, wherever I have some data, I'll tell you why actually it gets separated. In Tableau, we have two things to understand. What is that? Say the data will be classified. Data will be classified into two things. Dimension. Dimension and measure. So what is dimension? What is measure? So these are all some simple things only. Dimension means all the values, okay, which will help us in labeling the chart or say visualization. That is mostly text and data. And some numbers also, which will help in labeling the charts or say visualization. Measure means numbers, which will help me in plotting the chart. That is the bars and what you see that one. Let me go back and I'll show you practically. See here, the dimensions. What you see, the dimensions. You can see that it's separated here. Which color it is? Let me just take one this thing. Just put it here. Which color it is? Blue. Okay. Let me take sales and I'll put it here. Which color it is? Keep this in mind. Very simple. If you understand this, creating charts are very easy. What in Tableau, this is very important. Okay, most of them actually, they don't explain this. Just simply they'll drag and drop and then, you should know this point actually. What is this blue color? This is dimension. Means the labels. Can you see that? Central, east, south, west? Can you see that? So this is about the, what is that? The labels. What I was talking about, the dimension. Can you see this one? Green color. That is measure. Can you see that here? These lines, say the bars or the lines, what we get, that is inside the visualization, what actually we plot, that is actually measure. So usually, in simple words, dimension means the labels, measure means the numbers. It's not an exact definition, but I'm just telling you, you guys, you can remember it very easily. So dimension means all these labels. See, here, transaction ID. It's a number. I'll explain about the data type as well. It's a number, right? Transaction ID is a number. But why is that not used in measure? Because transaction ID is just a number to label. Can I use it for calculation? Mobile number is a number, right? Say, for example, now, here say some 15 people are there here and some 25 to 30 people are there online. So totally how many are there? Let's say some 50 people are there. Now in this 50 people, let's say everyone pays fees, 100 rupees. So we can do the calculation 50 into 100. How much? 5,000. This is the calculation. Now I'll give ID for all of you. Say student 1, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now can I add every value? Say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 50? No. Let's take one more example. Now I have mobile number. 50 people have got mobile number. Now I'll take that field, mobile number, and drag it. It'll any field, if you drag and drop, it will become summarized. That means it will become total. Now, when I drag and drop mobile number, you think that's the right thing? Can I add all the 50 numbers, mobile numbers? No. The mobile number is actually a label, right? Or some, I say, column which will identify, or say we can use it as a unique ID, or say primary ID. Understood, all of you? Got it? The difference between the numbers also, you should understand some numbers are actually used only for labels, some numbers are actually used for calculations. Those numbers will be in green color. Blue and green, only two colors. So you should understand this. Understood all of you? Yeah. Okay. Now we have this dimension and measure. So this notes, everything is there in that particular folder. I will tell you, and tomorrow I'll tell you how actually you can go and learn the entire process. Okay. All right. So we have dimension and measure. So you should be aware of this. That's it. Now let me take this date. There is one date, say order date. I'll just put it here. If you go here, see, here we have this measure. Okay. Discrete and continuous. So what is this? I'll tell you later. Again, I don't want keep telling all this and confuse you. So first understand about the dimension. So here, can you see that? Let me just remove this. Let me just remove this. See, here I have this here, correct? Now I can convert this into measure as well. Say I'll go here. Can you see that? It becomes like a real. So there is something like this as well. That I'll tell you after some time, or say after some sessions, classes at least. Because you'll not understand now if I tell all these things, because you have to go from basics. Now all of you understood, get data, that is connection. Then we saw how to actually data model, that is connecting all the tables. Then we call it as a relationship. And then we came here, and here we have two things. Suppose if you think you are happy with this group by folder, keep it as group by folder. If you think I want this to be by data source, you can go here, you can click on this, see. Like this is by tables. Done, all of you. Now, let's assume that I'll go here and say by folder. Right? I'll take it as a folder. I want a few things to be in one place. There are so many columns. I don't want this confusion. So what I'll do is I'll take a few of them and keep it somewhere for creating my reports, and it should be very easy. So what I'll do, let's say, for example, I have this, say, product ID, product name, then I'll take this subcategory and category. I'll put everything together in one place because I'm creating the reports for products. So everything should be in one place. Assuming that this is one single table, I have so many columns, I need to group it. So what I'll do, I'll say right click, and here, if you just go here, can you see that I have this folders and I have this group by. Group by is what? That is based on the tables. Just now we saw, right? Data source group, data source table, and then folder. This is one thing. That is when you have multiple tables. Now, assuming that I have one table, or say I have all the columns here, I'll go to this folders and I'll say create folder. I can create a separate folder here. This will not, harm, or say it will not change anything in the source. This is just for our references. Now I'll go here. I'll say product. I created one folder. I'll say okay. Can you see that? Now what I'll do is I'll take this product ID, drag and drop. I'll take this one more product ID. I'll just drag and drop. Let me go here and see subcategory. Yes, see, either I can drag and drop. Now you see that is somewhere on top. Very difficult for me to go and drag and drop. So what I'll do, I'll say there is that subcategory. Right click, and here we have this folders. See, add to folder. See, like this also you can add. What I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to move all the columns in one place. That it will be easy for me to create the report. This will not affect anything in your table structure. You are just organizing it. Understand? Organizing it. Now let me go here. I have this category. There is that category. Did we take the okay? Category is already there. Subcategory, right? See. Now this will become one folder. I can create multiple folders. Let's say I want the product name also. If you want to move, right click. Let it be. We'll create one more folder. Okay, for customer ID. Right click, folder, and I'll say create a folder. I'll say customer and say okay. Okay. Now I have this customer ID. Let me go here. Say I'll just drag and drop. Okay. I have one customer name here. Right click, and I'll say folders. See, add to folder. I have both the folders. Now I can choose which folder to send. I'll say custom. See, product name. Here I have this product name. Let me go here. Right click, folders, and say add to folder. I'll say. Now you just see. Got the point? How actually we can organize? This is you are organizing your columns so that it will be easy for you to drag and drop. Done, all of you? This is how you actually have to organize your columns. Done. Next, after this, we'll come to this part, the layout. This is very important. Lot of things are there here, but people, I'll tell you, this is very, very easy if you understand it step by step. Okay. So next, what I'll do, I'll just explain about the layout so that you people can easily create the reports. Now, what I'll do is I'll go here, I'll say the layout, I'll just mention here layout. First thing is, can you see this? I have this. This is called as data pan. Data pan, right? Here we have this on top, the toolbar. This is called as menu bar. What you see at the menu bar, and this is the toolbar. So first on top, what we see, that is menu bar, and then we have the toolbar. Then we have this analytics and data. So both are actually coming in one single pan, that is data pan. What is analytics? I'll tell you tomorrow. So we create the visualizations. Next, what we have is shelf, pages, filters, marks, columns, rows. These are called as shelf. What is shelf? You have that cupboard. We have that shelf. So same shelves. Okay, so we'll go here. We'll say shelves. So what all shelves you have? Say we have pages, then we have filters, then we have marks, then we have rows and columns. Done. These are the shelves what we have. Let's go here. How important these shelves are. Can you see this part? The workspace. We call it as workspace or canvas. Okay, so we can call it as canvas. Done. That is the place where I create my reports. Now, let me go back and I'll create one simple report for you and I'll show you how these filters are used, how these pages are used, columns, rows, and these marks are actually used. If you understand this, people, I'll tell you the entire Tableau, you'll understand. That means you understood the entire Tableau. This is the main thing what you have to know. In Power BI, what to do? Just double click, the visualizations are ready. Here it's not like that. Do you see any visualizations here? This chart, bar chart, line chart. Can you see anywhere here? Then how will we actually create the report? The business intelligence tool, we have to create the reports, right? But there is no visualization only. I'll show you. Now, let me create one very, very simple chart. Very simple chart. Usually what we do in Power BI, take region and say same chart. This person is teaching only the region and the sales. That's all, nothing else. But that is where we start, right? After that, we will keep learning all the advanced charts. In in Tableau, we learn how to create one very, very simple chart. How? Let me go here. I'll take this region. I don't know where to drag and drop. Here, the interesting thing is you don't have to bother at all. See, I'll drag this region. Now tell me, this region, what I have here, is it dimension or measure? Is it dimension or measure? Why? It's a label. And can you see that it's blue color? Simple. Okay. People, one more thing. I actually forgot to tell you one more main thing actually. So here I mentioned that I'll be telling you, then I forgot. So the data type, that is also very important. So I'll just finish that and then we'll go for the reports. Can you see this ABC? ABC is text. And can you see this here? Some map kind of thing. These are called as geographic data type. Text, ABC is text or say string. And here we have this geographic. And then we have this calendar kind of thing, that is date. And then we have the hash. Hash is for numbers. And we have, in some places equals. Here we don't have, I think. So we have this equals. So that is for the formula. Then there is one paper pin kind of thing. That is for group. Okay. Then there is something called as set. Okay, those things I'll tell you tomorrow. So today we'll just understand how actually we can start creating all these, how to understand the entire Tableau. Okay, right. So this is about the data type. You can also change anytime you want. You can just go click on this. See, number, decimal, date. Okay, you can go here geographic. Understood? Okay, this is the data type. Now we were talking about the region. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll take this region and I will drop it in columns. Can you see that it's in columns? No, I want that to be in row. Drag it, put it in row. Now it is in. That's all. Drag and drop. If you are confused, don't worry. Do R&D. See, even now, sometimes I'll get confused. So I'll just go here. I'll just move it here. See, columns. Can I add one more columns there? Yes, you can add. Let's say I'll go here. I'll take this ship mode. See, just next to that. Can you see that? Same thing like pivot table, right? It's exactly like pivot. I want this ship mode to be as a column header, not row header. Now what should I do? Drag it. Simple. That's all. Like pivot table, what we drag and drop here and there. That's all you have to do. What about this? I need values. Then I'll take this sales. See, just drag and drop. That will take me as a text. Understood? So again, I'll show you. But I didn't put here. Why? Because this part is actually calculated values, wherein we should use this marks. How? Let me remove this sales, drag and drop. Understood? Now let me remove this ship mode. Can you see I'm getting these values? Yes. Now what I'll do, I'll take this sum of sales, put it here in column. Now can you see what happened? Got changed to a chart, right? Understood? So here we can change it anywhere we want. Now I want this to be a column chart, not a bar chart. Take this sales, put it here. Take this region, put it here. See, bar chart. But don't you think it is like again, dragging and dropping and things like that? Don't worry. In Tableau, we have an option. What? See here, swap. Control W. Shortcut. Click on this. See. Simple. It will start. Understood how to create the chart? That's all. Creating the charts. This is how actually you can create the charts. Let me show you more options here. Now, I have this. Let me just go here and say the sales is there, right? I want this sales, whatever is there, to plot depending on the size of the value. Each region has got different sales, right? What I'll do, I'll take this sales. Can you see the size? I'll put it here like this. Can you see that? The thickness of that line became less, right? In some places. So this is mark, what we call it as marks, wherein we can use these options to change the visualization. Understood? Now, let me remove this. Can you see that? It is normal. Now, if you want to have labels here, I want to have the labels. Take the sales and I'll put it in label. Can you see that? The label. Here I have this region. Let me take this region and I'll put it in color. Can you see that? Different colors for each region. Understood? So we can use these options here. This is called as marks. And these are called as pills, where we just drag and drop the columns, what we drag and drop. They are called as pills, P-I-L-L-S. Fine. Now, I have this region. I'll take this region and I'll put it here in filters. I'm putting that in filters. Filters. I'll say okay. Can you see that? Here I'm getting the total values. Now what I'll do is I'll go here, I'll take the state and I'll put state. Right? So many states are there, all the states are there, I have not filtered. I can go here, say region, and here I'll say edit filter, and I'll just take only east. So, understood? So this is how actually we can start working on the visualizations in Tableau. Understood? So let's start working on some different charts so that you'll get an idea. This one first step, that's all I'm teaching, not something very advanced. You should understand the layouts here. That's it. Okay. Now I created some visualization. So you understood that you can drag and drop the data here in rows and columns so that we'll plot one chart here. Then again, to modify that, we use this mark so that I can just drag and drop the columns here. Depending on that, I will get some modifications, some changes in the visualization. And suppose if you want to filter, I just drag and drop here. I have these filters here. I will get the filters here. Done. That's all we can do. What is pages? That I'll tell you later when you want to do some animations, right? Then I can use this pages. That will do later. Done? Okay. Now I will clear. Can you see that? I have this clear. Just click on this. The entire sheet will be done. These are only column and bar chart. Where are the line chart, pie chart, map, so many things. Nothing is shown here. How will I create? People, there is something called as show me. Show me means it is actually a place where we get all the visualizations which I can create in the tablet. Where is that? Can you see that here? Show me. Yes. Click on this. Are we getting the visualization now? Yes. Like in Power BI, we have all the visualizations. Here also we have all the visualizations. Now, suppose if you want to create the visualization, I can use these. What I'll do, I'll show you how to create different visualizations so that you'll have an idea how we can create the visualizations. Done? Okay. People, one more thing you have to keep in mind. In Power BI, we have three views, right? What are those views? Report view, table view, and then model view, correct? Here, we don't have anything like that. For viewing the data, where did we go? Data source, correct? For viewing the data, we went to data source. For creating the reports, I have this sheet. Can you see this? For the data modeling also, we had in that data source only. Here only we had data source only, right? There is no different views. But in Tableau, you should keep in mind that there are three different windows or say three different sheets which will help me in creating the dashboard. What is that? One, sheet. We have the sheet, say three types. What is that? Sheet, dashboard, storyboard. These are the three things what we have. What is that? Sheet, dashboard, and storyboard. Keep this in mind. What is this? Sheet. Can you see this? Any reports, if you want to create that, you have to create that in sheet only. We cannot create reports in any other places. Once I create the sheet, in the sheet I'll create the reports. Then can you see this? Here I have this dashboard. I'll click on this dashboard. I'll get one window like this, wherein I can bring all the reports, whatever I've created here. All the reports has to be individually created. You cannot create multiple charts in one sheet. Like in Power BI, we keep all the charts in one place, right? We cannot do that. We can only keep, we can only create one report here and then have to drag and drop in this particular dashboard. Once the dashboard is created, then I have to build my story. What is story? The story of the reports. Different pages. We have the storyboard here. See? Dashboard will contain the reports, different reports. Storyboard contains one particular dashboard or the reports. Understood? None all of you? Okay. So this you have to keep in mind. Now I'll go back to this sheet. Now how to create various different visualizations is what we'll see today. Okay. Right. Now I want to create some visualization. Say I want to create one column chart, a simple column chart. What I'll do, I'll go here. I will take this region. Same chart I'll create. I will take the region. Where is region? Yeah. See, drag and drop, and then I'll say 6. This is column chart, right? Now, if you want this to be bar chart, I'll go here. I'll just say swap. See, done. All of you. Okay. If you want label, what will I do? I'll take this sales, drag and drop in this label. Or what you can also do is hold control, drag and drop this. It's like duplicate. Done? Understood? A very simple chart which we already learned. Let's go to another sheet. Say I'll create one more sheet here. If you want to create a sheet, click on this new worksheet. I'll delete this dashboard, okay? We'll create it tomorrow. Delete the story as I want to create the stacked bar chart or stacked column chart. Stacked. One number here. Let me just create one chart. Sales and region. Okay. I want to create stack. When I say stack, that means I need to have one more column. Right? Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll take the category, drag this. Okay. This is a different column, and I'll drop it here in this color. Can you see that? That means I'm breaking the region values into different categories, different colors. Understood? If you want label, what I'll do, I'll drag this, hold control and say, I want this to be in some different sizes. I want to know whichever the values are highest or lowest. Take this sum of sales, put it in size. See? Can I change this to bar chart? Click on this one. See? You can drag it here like this. If you want, you can just drag it like this. We cannot create one more reports here. We have to go to another sheet. So understood about how we can create the bar chart and the column chart and the stack. Right? Now let me create one more chart. So I'll take this region and sales. I want one more column to be added, that is side by side. Let me take the profit and I'll put it. Can you see this? So we're getting this different charts here. Now, if you go here, can you see this? I have this one type of chart here. So here I have this bar chart. Then here I have this stacked chart. I have the side by side chart. Click on this. See? Automatically, few things will come. This don't worry, I'll tell you. I'll explain this in the next session because you have to first understand how these charts are created. Can you see that? This is called a side by side. Same thing if I swap. So I'll get the chart. Understood? Next. Suppose I want to create, say, similar to this, whatever we created, but I want this to be like the circle chart. Same thing what I did now for the column chart. When we have the bars, like that, we can have the circle chart. What is circle? That means instead of bars, I'll have circles everywhere. Same, I'll take region and then I'll take this sales. The chart is ready. I'll make it as column chart. Can you see this circle chart? Click on this. right? But this is coming in one single series only. So I'll just take this, put it here in column C. The same columns, whatever we have, say year one chart, year one chart, year one column, that I'll get only this circle. Now you can see the shape for few charts. Wherever we have this shape, I'll get this shape. Let me click on this shape and then I can use this any of this color. See, I can change to any shape. See, anything. I'm not happy. I want something else. Don't worry. Go to more shape. I'll get more shapes here. See, let me go and click on this. See, something like this. It changed however it want. Next, the circles, whatever we can have the stacked circles as well. Like what would stacked are? Same thing. Say region and sales. I'll select this. And then we'll take category. And I'll put it. Can you see this got enabled here? Let me click on this. See. Again, if you want to change the shape, click on this. Change. Understood? Yeah. Line chart. Whenever I want the trend to be shown, that is the date, then I can use this line chart here. Charts are not enabled just like that, unless and until the fields what I take is matching. It has to be, say what do you call it? Whatever columns I take, that has to be enabled here. That will get enabled only when the columns what I drag and drop in the canvas or say in the shelf, that should be matching here. Otherwise, it will not create, otherwise, it will not enable at all. Now say, you just observe, I'll take the shift mode and can you see that? Is the line chart enabled? No, it won't enable. Let me remove this. I'll go here, I'll take this order date and I'll put it here. Okay. Let me just put it here and let me take some values. Can you see that? Got enabled. Let me click on this. Can you see here I have this chart 2014, 15, 16, and 17. Yeah. I have one plus mark here. Click on this. See. Let me say show me. Let me click on this one. And here I'll go and I'll select this here. Now if I click on this here, see. So what is hierarchy? I have different hierarchy. Okay. Next. Same thing applies to area chart as well. Area means it will just fill the colors. Say in Power also we have this, right? Area chart. Same thing we can do here also. Area chart. Right. Okay. Next. Suppose I want to have, say, I will take subcategory. Okay, here I have the subcategory and I'll take this sales. Okay. And let me take the discount. And let me click on the column chart. Okay. Can you see this? I have some charts like this. That is, one is for the discount, one is for sales. Now, what I'll do, let me put this here. What I'll do, I want this to be in the same chart. The same chart. So what I'll do is for me, I'll just put this discount. Next one. The discount has got very less values, right? If you see here, the discount will have say 0, 200 up to 400 or something. But if you see the sales, it is going up to thousands, lakhs. What I'll do is, can you see this sum of discount? I'll just click on this. Can you see here I have say dual axis. I'll just click on this dual axis. See, I have two axes now. One is for the what is that? discount, and another one is for sales. So you can change this chart as well. See, I will go here. It's a very small one actually. So usually what we do, we just go here. Let's take this, any of this chart, so we can use any of these charts. So dual axis means you're actually using another axis. So here, let me remove all this. We'll do it again. I'll take the discount and the sales. Change this to dual axis means we have secondary axis. Okay, all right. So here also we have the shape. I can go here, I can change the shape. So the advantage of dual axis, I'll tell you. Let me go here. Let me create one chart. Let's say I'll take the subcategory and I'll keep it here, and I'll take the sales. Let me start it. Okay. I want some different charts. In Excel, I think in advanced charting techniques, I showed you that lollipop chart, right? So if you want to create something like that. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll make another copy of it. If I make another copy of it, say, I'll hold control, just drag and drop, or you can drag and drop from here also. You can see that I have these two charts. I want these two different charts, whatever is there, in one single chart. I'll go here and I'll say dual axis. See? Since both are same values, what happens? Here it will come to the, it will plot in the same place only. Right? You can see that it's plotting in the same place. Now what I'll do is, you can go here in this marks. Can you see that I have all? This is for the overall. But I also have sum of sales, that is for this. One more sum of sales, that is for this. Understood? The marks, whatever I get, that will be like as and when I keep drag and drop the values here. So I'll get this marks, a separate shell for this. Now what I'll do is, I'll go to the sales. I have this automatic, change this to any of these charts. Say I'll go here, I'll say bar chart. Can you see that? I have the size here, just click on this, I can reduce the size. I'll come to another. Say I have one more. Come to this another one. I'll just drag and drop. See. You want to change the color? Just click on this color. I can change this color. Is it the only thing what I can do? I'm just saying, I'm just showing you this because you'll understand what all other things we can do in this particular thing. Okay. All right. So here we can change the colors. And here what I'll do, I will, can you see this says automatic? It is fine. So what I'll do is, I'll go here and I'll change this to shape because I want this to be in a different shape. So if you want to change the shape, change this to shape. Otherwise, I can just change only the colors. Now what I'll do, can you see that the shape is enabled? Can you see here? If you are using only this, say for example, I'm using this automatic, whatever the automatic chart is there, the chart, whatever is there, that will get selected here. But for me, I want to change the shape. I'll go here, I'll say shape. I'll click on the shape. I showed you, right? See here, I can select any of this. Any shapes you can select. But apart from that, I have this more settings or more shapes. I'll just click on this. See, if you select here, I have more other shapes. Let me go here and I'll select, say, for example, I'll select this. See, you can increase the size. Suppose I want, these are all default. I want to insert my own image. That is, selected images I want. Then what I'll do, I'll go here, just observe, I'll say shape. There are selected ones, something like this. Let me select. See. These are all customized say images which I have added. Where to add this, how to add this, I'll tell you. You cannot directly go and you can add this here. So we need to follow some principle. In case, if you think you want to make some interesting chart like this, and if you think you want to have those images in that particular, say, shapes, and if you go here and say, add some, so your own folder or images. So what we have to do is, first we have to go to this C drive, where we have installed the desktop application, that is Tableau desktop. Now here I have this program files. Just scroll down. So here we'll have this Tableau. Can we see somewhere? Yeah, Tableau. Then we have this version. Okay, the new version I have installed. I'll double click on this, and here we can see. Where is that? Okay, see defaults, and I have the shapes. Right? When I click on the shapes, all the folders are there here. So this folder I have created. You can right click and create a folder here. But for this, you should have admin permission. I'll create a folder and add any images in that particular. Can you see that? I added one shape here. What's the image? Add any number of images you want. Later, we can go here and we can select. So once you've added, what you do is close your application. Just has to get refreshed. Close your application and then again open it. That will get enabled here. So you can go here and you can select any of these. Understood? All right. So likewise, we have so many other charts. Let me select. All right. Now let me take this sales and I'll take this profit. Both are measures. When I click here, can you see that? I'm getting one point here. It's called a scatter chart. Scatter chart means you're trying to check the values, that is how they are actually scattered. Now let me go here and I'll just take, say, scatter it by state. See, I took this and put it in detail. Can you see that? The values are getting scattered here like this based on each state. I want to categorize this. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll take this region and I'll put it in colors. Can you see that? We have different colors. I want to create a map chart. Let me go here. I will select this state. Just double click. See, automatically there is a map. Now I'll take this sales. Double click. See, it's not coming. The map is not coming. That is because what happens sometimes, it will take some default country. I'll go here. I'll just click on this 49 unknown. I'll show you. See, edit location. If you see here, it is taking the current region as the country as India. But the data what I have here is completely US. So what I'll do is I'll go here, I'll select here and say from field. See, to say okay. Can you see that? It's called as icons. Icon map or say symbolic map. Right. Next, suppose I want this to be as a field map. Field means the colors. Now I'll take this state. For creating a map, keep in mind we should have the location, the identifiable, or say the proper location names. Otherwise, it will not identify the location. Again, I'll go here and I'll say edit location, and here I'll say from field. Say okay. Now I will go here. Can you see this field? See. I want to differentiate it by the colors of each region. Then I'll go here region and I'll put it in color C. I'll get classified. Getting my point? So this is how you can actually create the visualization. Okay. All right. Next is, suppose I want to filter the data. Filters. What are filters? I have a data. I need to filter the data. Let's take one simple example and then I'll tell you more examples in filters. I will create one chart that is, let's take the state. Same thing, I'll take state, then I'll take this sales. Let's create one column chart. Done. That's the column chart. This is giving me the results for all the states from all the regions. But I want to filter it. So what I'll do, I'll take this region and drag and drop it. We did this, the first example, right? Now I'll select all and I'll say, okay, you can see that I'm getting this. I want to filter it. So what did we do in the first example? We'll go here and then I'll say edit filter and I removed all this. I took only like this. You don't have to do that. Just to understand the filters, I just told you. So what I'll do, I'll go here, select this, and here I have the show filter. Click on the show filter. See? I'll click on the central. See? Automatically it will change. In Power BI also we have this option, but I don't want this list. I want this to be like a drop down. Then what I'll do, I'll go here, click on this. Here I have this say single value list. That means here I can go, I can select only one value. Let me select here, and here I'll say single value drop down. See? The drop down. Next, single value slider. Usually we use the slider for numbers, right? But we have the slider, see? Understood? So likewise, if you go here, I have so many options. You can keep changing. Say the list this by default. And I'll go here. I'll say multiple values drop down. See, drop down, but multiple values. Understood? So we can have the filters like this. Let me take out this. And then we'll take the state and I'll put it here. I'm just taking this state and I'm putting it here. Select all, say okay. But here I'll take a subcategory and I'll put it. I'll just change the reports now. I have a subcategory as my report, but the filter is what? State. Why I took this, I'll tell you. If I go here to the state and say edit filter, can you see this? I have all the names here, but again, I have few other options as well. Wildcard. Wildcard means, say for example, I want to filter only states, let's say, which starts with yes. See, so these are all the states. In states, this is giving me subcategories. So suppose if you think you want to check that, let me remove the subcategory and we'll take the state itself. Can you see that? You understood? So I just gave there all the states. It starts with S. For that, I need to get the reports for the subcategory. If you are confusing, if you're getting confused, I'm just, showing you this so that you'll understand what filters we did. Okay. So again, I'll tell you. So I just had this subcategory where I was getting the data only for these two regions because I gave that wildcard. Because we'll get confused, we'll not understand how it is actually happening. I just took out that subcategory and took this state so that you'll know. See here only these two states which are starting with S, it is shown. Let me go here and here I'll say edit filter wildcard, say ends with. If you want to check that, so I can give ends with, say whichever states ends with S. So okay. See, all this ends with S. Can you see that? So likewise, I can actually go here, say wildcard, say we can give starts with or ends with, and we can filter the data. Now let me clear this. I have this conditional. I can also give conditions. What condition? Say I want to filter all the states where the sales value is sum, which is greater than or equals to, let's say, 25,000. Where the state is greater than or equals to 25,000. I'm not sure. I don't know whether it is there. I'll just make it as 5,000. There are more values, then we'll try to filter. I'll say okay. See, all the values which are above 5,000 will be filtered out. There are so many. Let's do one thing. Edit filter condition. Let's make it as 50,000. There are few actually which are about 50,000. Understood? So we can do something like this. Right. Next, suppose I want to filter. So here I have this condition. We can go, we can clear all this. Let's go here, I'll say none. Why I'm giving none is if I'm not giving, then not filter also will be applied. So multiple filter also can be applied. Say if I go and select here, can you see that? Fields. I'm selecting all the states. Within that, again, selection. Say here we have this wildcard. I made it as all. Otherwise, that also I can filter. Here in condition C, it is showing me that all the values which are greater than or equals to 500 will be 50,000 will be filtered. I'll say none. See, here. I'll go to this top. I want top 10 sales within the state. I'll say by field top 10 sales. I'll say okay. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me just reduce this. Okay. See, top 10 sales. So likewise, see, I'll just sort it. Can you see that? Let me go here and I'll say top 5. We can change this. See, in the top 5. So likewise, I can actually filter. Then again, I can go here and I'll say show filter. See, and I can go here and I'll say drop down single value list or something like this. Getting my point? So likewise, I can actually filter the data as well. So it is very easy. Just drag and drop any value in this filter and then we'll get this. Here, lot of things to explore. Lot of things you have to explore. But it is very easy. Just drag and drop and keep doing some experiments. For sure, you can learn this Tableau very easy. Okay. So today, I'll just recap whatever we learned. We learned about the Tableau, whether it's a business intelligence tool. And then what we did is we learned about how to install. In that we have different tools we saw. So we learned about the desktop and the public. So if you can get the student ID, go and install the desktop today. Otherwise, if you want to start learning, install public. No worries. Okay. And then we learned about how to import the data. And then we saw how to model the data, that is just dragging and dropping and then creating the connections. And then we also saw about the data preview, metadata, and then we saw this about the data pan, and then we understood about the shelves, and we saw how to drag and drop with these shelves and create the visualization. So first part, that is how to create the visualizations and things like that, we learned. In tomorrow's part, a lot of important things and some advanced things are there. What is that? Say, how to write formulas, the calculated field. That is very important. The next, how to create parameters. There are something called as parameters, like what we saw these filters. Likewise, we can use the parameters and then filter the data. How to create a set. How to create hierarchy. Right? How to group the values. So there is something called a set and group. Right? And then after creating all these reports, how to create a dashboard and how to create the story. So all these things I will tell you in the next session. So which will help you in understanding the entire Tableau. After that, I'll tell you where you can get all the videos, where you can go and download all the materials, and then how actually we can learn the entire Tableau from scratch till end in advance. That I'll tell you. Okay, right. So I will stop the recording. So many. Okay. So people online, any questions you have? So before we end the session. Any questions you have? You people have any questions? Any questions, people? Yeah, Mani, tell me. Kiran Mani. Any questions? You can message. Tableau or Power BI overall, which is better? Now in the market, both are actually equally important. I cannot tell that which is important. Both are equally important, but Power BI is on, if you compare to both, I can say Power BI is on top, but both are equally important. People are more interested in recording some analytics. Okay. The recording, send the recording. Okay. Can we connect data from web in Tableau like Power BI? Yes, you can do that. Karthik Achari, Altrix. I don't have the software actually. I installed, got expired. This Altrix is actually paid. I worked on Altrix. Altrix is very much similar to. If you want, I can do this Tableau prep, Karthik, because it's very similar to Tableau prep. So I already have done the Tableau prep. So that session I can do, but Altrix I don't have the license. I'll see if I can get that. I'll try. But I don't know where Altrix is not used much now. Tableau prep is so Altrix. I'll tell you because there is one question about Altrix. I'll tell you what is Altrix. Altrix is an application which helps to modify or transform the data which is used for Tableau. Okay, so previously what happened? The Tableau was using this Altrix as a support tool for modifying the data. Now what happened? The Tableau prep came, this Tableau preparation. So once that came, then the Tableau, they're not using the Altrix. So you can learn Tableau prep instead of Altrix, but each Altrix, I don't have that license because we don't get just like that. So we have to pay for that. I don't have that license. Right. Is any column is deleted from the data, then we can extract that column. This question away, I didn't get this question. Can you be more specific on this question? If any column is deleted from data, then can we extract that column? So you're telling that you are deleting the data in the data source itself. There's one more question like DAX function in Power BI. What measures are used in Tableau? So tomorrow I'll explain about this functions, how it is actually used. There is nothing like what we use is DAX measures. Here it will be directly calculated values where we drag and drop. So there is no confusions like calculated columns, calculated measure, and calculated table here. So everything is done like Excel formulas, very simple formulas that I'll tell you the next session. How can I get these scenario-based questions? Scenario-based questions. That I think you'll have to search in Google, or tomorrow I'll give you one thing. Okay, so you can go download there and you can practice. I told you that I'll give you. Okay, can we create effective dashboards in Tableau better than Power BI? See, this question I don't know what to answer because each one of them will have its own advantages, disadvantages. So I cannot tell that you can create better dashboards than Tableau or Tableau is better than Power BI. Both has got its own advantages and disadvantages. But for me, if you ask, Power BI is more easy to create dashboards because in Tableau, for every reports, we have to create a separate, for every dashboard what we are creating, you have to create a separate reports and then you have to drag and drop in the dashboard, which is slightly, complex. But in Power BI, it's not like that. You can create some images, you can directly insert that there in the canvas itself. But here it's not like that. Say, for example, if you want to insert any image in the dashboard, so we have to first, create that. Say, for example, in the sheet, I have to take that image here and then after that, I have to go to this dashboard, drag and drop that particular. See, can you see that here? The sheet one, say, I'll go. say, see, I have to arrange like this. All the reports has to be created. This I'll show you, very clearly, make you guys understand how to create this. Don't worry. So I'll teach you that. Karthik, okay, let me answer the Shubha first. Shubha, as a beginner, which tool is easy to learn fast? Obviously, I'll say Power BI only because it is more easy to learn. Because Tableau has got a different concepts, but Power BI is completely like Excel. So if you know Excel, then next Power BI is very easy to learn, and it's from Microsoft, so it is very easy to learn. After that, you can switch on to Tableau or any other tools. Right. So which is better BI tool for large metadata, like huge complex data? Both are actually used, but we also had something called as ClickView. That also was used, but now not many companies are using this ClickView. But Power BI is actually more easier to create the dashboard. But some companies actually use Tableau because we have the Salesforce. Salesforce is a company who actually own this Tableau. So they have got a lot of options where directly you can connect, because most of the companies actually use the Salesforce for maintaining the data of their employees and all. So there they actually use this Tableau. So some companies actually use this Tableau because they can directly connect to the Salesforce. So that in that way, I can say Tableau is more on demand. Giving permission subscriptions. How can I do the practice? Giving permissions subscriptions. You download, okay? You download the public version. So if you don't have the full version, go and download the public version. You can practice, and you'll get a lot of data. You can go to our Telegram channel. There are so many data sets which I've already given. Okay, so you can download that. Okay, right, people. Anyway, still we have one more day, so I will teach you some more. Because today it was just starting. So whatever I can teach in this 1.5 hours or 2 hours, I just did that because the Tableau is very vast. A lot of things to learn, right? So I'll tell you where you have to go download the files and learn the entire things. I'll tell you. So tomorrow we'll be learning the next step, that is more advanced things, right from formulas, the calculated fields, and then I will talk about the grouping, hierarchy, set, and then we'll also learn about more other advanced things for creating the reports, and then creating the dashboards, and then creating the script. Okay, all of you. Right, people, thank you so much. I will share the recording in the Telegram. Okay, don't worry. So before you go, can I take your 1 minute? How was this session? Excellent. Right, people? Okay, thank you so much. Can you give me any projects for practice? Sure, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. Right, people, thank you so much. I'll meet you guys tomorrow. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye.